Good morning all of you. Welcome back to a course Database Management System. So our today's topic for video is Rollup and Q Function in SQL. So in the previous lectures or previous videos we discussed about exist clause and not exist clause. So we discussed various various clause that is used in SQL. Now today we are going to discuss about Rollup and Q function. These are two again important functions are there in SQL, but generally these two functions are used in case of a data warehouse. Suppose data warehouse and data mining. Suppose you are familiar with the concept of data warehouse and data mining, then you come to know that Rollup and Q, these are the operations which can be used in data warehousing. So that's okay. Suppose you don't know about that concept, it's okay, but I'm just telling you where these two functions can be useful. Means these functions are not that much they are not that much in use, but in order to solve a specific question or a specific problem, you require this Rollup and Q function. So here we discuss what is the use of this function, and we also try to demonstrate these two function with the help of example also. So first of all we understand, so Rollup and Q, these are the extension of group by clause. So if you remember, we discuss about group by clause. We discuss about group by clause, having clause and aggregate function. Actually aggregate function, group by clause and having clause, these are the three clause. Mostly these three clause are used in a combined way. Okay, these three types of clause are used in combined way. So Rollup and Q, these are the extension of group by clause. We can say these two functions are extending the working or operation or functionality of a group by clause. If you want to extend the functionality of group by clause, then you have to use Rollup and Q function, and these two functions are used to calculate the grand total. When these two functions are comes into existence, when you need to calculate the sum, when you need to calculate the average, so at that time these two functions are very useful. Means the use of these two functions is specific. They are used with a group by clause, and they are generally used to calculate a grand total, or you can say means it works with a sum and all, or we can say it is works with a average. Means at that time these two functions are useful. Means use of this function is somehow rare as compared to other clause. Other clause are very generally, in most of the cases we are making use of this clause, but these two clause are somehow what we can say their use is rare. So it is used generally to calculate the grand total. So before discussing about Rollup and Q, I will discuss the example and then I will see this two definition, because suppose I am telling you this, you will not understand. So instead of this, let's discuss with the example. So we'll take a simple example. Suppose our problem statement is display the sum of job wise salary for each department from employee table. See, again I am just reading that question. Try to understand that problem carefully. I want to display sum of job wise salary for each department from employee table. So I think you are already familiar about employee table. Employee table consists of information related to employee, such as employee ID, salary, their job, hire date, their incentive, and so on. So in this case, what we need to do, what is expected from our side, that we want to display the job wise salary. That means in for example, in our department table, total actually 4 departments are there, but in employee table you find only department number 10, 20 and 30. So in this case, in employee table we have 3 department, department number 10, 20 and 30. So here we want to display the total salary for each post. Means job wise we want to display. Suppose in case of department number 10, so 2 clerks are there, so we want to display the sum of these 2 clerks in department number 10. Similarly, suppose 2 clerks are there in department number 20, so we also want to display sum of these 2 clerks with respect to that department number 20. That means we want to display the sum of job wise salary. Job means post, okay, and that is for each department from the employee table. So in my employee table there are 3 departments are there: department number 10, department number 20 and department number 30. So how can I write a query? So I can write a query like this: select department number, comma, job, comma sum of salary. So in this case we understand that department number and job, these are two non-group expression, whereas sum of salary is a group expression. So already you know about group expression and non-group expression. Why it is group expression? Because we know that aggregate function is that function which takes number of value as an input and produces single value as an output. So in this case we can say that department number is a single expression, job is a single expression, but sum is a multi-value expression. Why? Because it takes n number of value as input. That's why we considered it as a multi-value expression. So in this case what we required, suppose we execute this query as it is, we'll get an error. Why? Because this is a non-group function and this is a group function. So suppose there is a incompatibility between group function and non-group function, group expression and non-group expression, then in that case you will get an error. So in that case what you need to do, you need to make this department number and job as a group expression. So in order to make them as a group expression, what we are going to use? We are going to use the group by clause. Okay. So select department number comma job comma sum of salary from employee, group by department number comma job. That means we are grouping all the row based on two criteria. First criteria is department number and second criteria is based on the job. That means suppose in this case our employee table department number is 10, 20, 30. So first of all we need to group all the row based on department wise, and after grouping it on department wise, second criteria is we need to group based on the job. Okay. So in this case our problem is solved. As we have used group by clause, so this is again treated as a group expression, this is also group expression, and this is also group expression. So in that case there will not be any kind of error. And finally here we are making use of a order by clause. So why there is a need of order by clause? So order by clause is used to arrange the data in ascending order or descending order. So in this case I want to display department wise data. So in this case department number is 10, 20, 30. Suppose I am not using order by clause, so it will randomly display. Maybe it display 20 department as a first, 10 second, and 30 as a third. So instead of this, suppose I want to display all this information in a specific order. First of all, information of order department number 10, then department number 20, then department number 30. So for that purpose I am going to use order by clause. So I am ordering with respect to department comma job. See in this case I am ordering all the row with respect to two parameter. One is a department number and second one is a job. So first of all what it will do, it will arrange the data with respect to department, and after department second parameter is based on the job. So suppose I execute this query, I will get such kind of output. Now try to understand what output we are getting over here. So here we got department number 10, job is clerk, and sum of salary is 1300. Then department number is 10, job is manager, salary is 2450. Department number 10, president, 5000. So in this case in department number 10 three posts are there. One is a clerk, second is a manager, and third one is a president. Maybe the case that few rows are repeated, means two employee having designation or job as a clerk. So we are displaying their addition, that is 1300. So 1300 is the addition for this. So maybe the case that few duplication of job will be there. Obviously there is a duplication of job, means in one company, in one department you have more than one clerk. So what I need to do, I need to calculate the sum of salary for all the jobs that is present in one department. Okay. So this first three row represent the information from department number 10. Similarly next three row are representing the information from department number 20, and last three row are also representing the information from department number 30. So in this case what I have done, I just display the sum of job wise salary for every department. Okay. Now suppose I just slightly modify my problem statement. Display the sum of job wise salary for each department from employee table. Also display grand total for each department. Grand total for each department means what? In this case I am expecting that after this I should get the addition of all these three. After department number 20, I know that in department number 20 three different jobs are there: analyst, clerk and manager. So I want to display the sum of all these three also, and finally for department number 30 also. So whether this particular query is giving me that? No. So for that purpose I need to make use of rollup function. So here only one change I have done over here. This query is same, this query and this query is same, only here I'm going to apply rollup function. So as soon as I apply rollup function and execute this query, I will get such kind of output. Now what difference you observe between this output and this output? So in this case that after department number 10 there is no total, but here as I apply rollup function on this particular column, here you can find 8750. So this is a sum of all these three. Similarly 10,875, so this is a sum of these three, and 9400 is a sum of all these three. That means after each department I want to display grand total, then I need to apply rollup function, and finally 29025 is a sum of all this salary. It is a sum of all the salary from all the departments. So this is how we can display the grand total. Initially I told you that rollup and Q function is used to calculate the grand total. It is used to calculate the subtotal. So in this case it is a subtotal for every department. This is considered as a subtotal for every department, and this is a grand total. So whenever you need to calculate subtotal or grand total, at that time you have to make use of a rollup function. Okay, now again I will do small change in the problem statement. So what change I will do? Display the sum of job wise salary for each department from employee table. This is a problem statement that we discussed, problem 1. Then this is for second. Display the grand total for each department, and also give sum of salary for each job from all department. That means this is a rollup function I use over here. Now additionally, suppose I want to calculate the grand total for all the clerks in all department. That means department number 10 is having clerk, so their addition is their sum of salary is 1300. Similarly department number 20 is also having job as a clerk. It is having sum of salary as a 1900. So all these three department 10, 20, 30 is having a job clerk. So in third problem statement I want to display the addition of all the clerk. I want to display the addition of all the clerk, all the manager, all the president, all the analyst. So how can I do this? Whether rollup function is sufficient to do this? No, because in this case rollup function is applied to only first attribute of that particular column. So in this case we are providing two attributes to rollup function. One is a department number and second one is a job. So rollup function always applies on the first attribute from given attributes. To do that rollup function you are providing two attributes, so it works only on the first attribute. So first attribute is department number. That's why it has written the department wise grand total. But suppose I want to get the display grand total for each department and give sum of salary for each job from all department. Then in that case, instead of rollup function I need to use Q function. So you need to understand what is the difference between rollup function and Q function. Here rollup function is applicable to only department number, but here Q function is applicable to department number also and as well as job also. So suppose I execute this query, I will get such kind of output. So what difference will be there? This output and this output. So here you are getting this. So this is the same as that of previous one. By using rollup function we are also getting the grand total for each department. So what is the new in this case? So the new thing is that here if you observe, this clerk is 4150. So what you are getting over here, addition. Suppose you add 1300 plus 1900 and 950, then you will get the addition as 4150. So this is a new thing that we are getting. That means what exactly the difference between rollup function and Q function? Rollup function is only applied to first attribute of a given list, and Q function is applicable to all the attributes of a given list. That means Q function is applicable to department number also and job also. That means it will return the grand total for department also and grand total for job also. That means this is a clerk 4150. Similarly for manager, so manager is present in department number 10, department number 20 and 30. So if you add this three value, you are getting this. So in this way, this roll-up function and Q function will work. Generally it is used with group by clause, and it returns the total and grand total. So let's execute and let's demonstrate all this command with the help of live SQL. Okay, now all of you see over here, I have just mentioned all these three problem statement which I have just told you in the PPT. You already know the pattern. First we discuss about theoretically, and then we execute with the help of live SQL. So here I mention all these three problem statements. So very first problem statement, I want to display the sum of job wise salary for each department from employee table. So I have written this simple query without using a roll up function and Q function. So I just execute this so that I will get the output. So here I will get the output. For each department I am getting the sum of salary. Okay, before that I just want to show you the content of employee table. Select star from EMP. I want to display the content of employee table first, and then we'll discuss second example. So this is how employee table. So in employee table we have clerk in department 20, department 10 also we have clerk, and 30 also. So this is how the data is present in my table. Now I want to display the department wise sum of salary for every job. So in department number 10 clerk is there. How many clerks are there? Just we count how many clerks are there in department number 10. Just look for clerk. Okay, here we can see clerk. Okay, this clerk belongs to 20. We need to find department number 10. So in department number 10 we have only one clerk. Okay, in case of department number 10 we have only one clerk, so it's 1300. Now second job is a manager. So in department number 10 how many managers are there? In department number 10 one manager is there. One manager is there. Then okay, also one manager is there. Okay, let it be. Here you can see there are two salesmen present in department number 30. So let's check that for salesman for department number 30. No, actually three salesmen are there in department number 30. So we need to check the addition. So what is the salary? 1600 plus 1250 plus 1500. So there are three salesmen are there in department number 30. So let's execute this query and let's check whether we are getting this or not. So in the salesman in department number 33 three salesmen are there, and their addition is 5600. So 5600 is the total salary paid to three employees in department number 30. So in this way it works. But what is the problem over here? Here we are not getting the grand salary for every department. So in this case I want to display the addition of all these three. For addition for similarly for department 20 I need to display addition of these three. For department 30 I also want to display the grand total. So I need to make simple change. Here I need to add roll up function over here. Only I will make a small change, and this is your problem statement 2. Display the job wise salary for each department and also display grand total for each department. So let's check whether it works or not. I made just one change. Here I just added roll up function, and let's see whether it works or not. Yes, it works. Here you can see for department number 10 8750. So 8750 is nothing but the addition of all these three. Similarly for department 20 this total is there. Why this is blank? Because it is a grand total. That's why here I cannot display any job. So in this way I got the grand total, and finally this is a grand total of all three departments. Okay, so this is what the use of rollup function, and this rollup function is applied to only first attribute of this given list. Now suppose I want to get grand total not only department wise but also job wise. That means in all three departments there is a clerk. So finally I want to display clerk, means in all three department what is the salary given to clerk, means I want total salary given to clerk in all departments. So I want to add this. So instead of using rollup function I'll make use of a Q function over here. So I can say Q function is a extended version of a rollup function. So I just try to execute this query. and here I got this. So here this is the output written by Rollup also, but what is the additional thing? These are the additional row which I am getting over here. So for analyst 6000, for clerk 4150, manager, president, salesman, for all these all these five jobs I am getting the aggregate sum, means grand total. So this is what the use of a Q function. So I can say that Q function is a extended version of a Rollup function. Rollup function is applied to only first attribute, whereas Q function is applied to all the attributes of the table. So in this way you can make use of Rollup function and Q function, though their use is rare and restricted. They are generally used whenever you are calculating the average or sum. So I hope you understand the use of Rollup function and Q function in SQL. Thank you.